So my name's Emma and I'm a peer worker here at Wollongong Safe Haven.
So what does it mean when you say that you're a peer worker?
So a peer worker is someone with a lived experience of suicidal distress, and our role is to share our own experiences and it's to bring our own lived experience to supporting and caring for someone. It's really interesting. What I have found so moving as a peer worker here is seeing that just walking through that door, sitting with someone in a space that's so different to anything that's clinical or a hospital environment, they're able to breathe, they're able to sit, and they're able to take that time to regulate their emotions and to think about what's been happening for them, and to have someone sit with them and validate some of those things that have been going on for them. And we often find when someone is able to do that, that they've de-escalated to a point where they just feel safe enough to go home. And that's an incredible thing. I always say to people, it's not about clinical versus non-clinical, it's about providing people with options. It's about providing people with choices and empowering people in that moment, the most vulnerable moment that you can be in, to know that there is an option and someone can help and sit with you to figure out what that option is. I think, a service of this nature can be a bridge also to people who are wanting to be supported, whether it be for therapy or whether it be to go to hospital, we can help be that bridge to also advocate for that as well. So there are lots of things that people can do when they come into Safe Haven. And I think, again, it's providing that choice. That's what's important.
Does somebody have to have a mental illness in order to come to Safe Haven?
No. I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about suicidal distress. A lot of people who experience suicidal distress don't live with a mental illness. It can be a combination of things that are building up in your life. And sometimes in those moments, it feels quite unsurvivable. And sometimes I think it's really important to know that we all experience that pain at different points in our life. And that if we can sit with someone who can understand that, who can empathize with that and help support you through that, that can be a really grounding experience.
What made you become a peer worker?
I think there were a lot of things. First of all, I didn't know what a peer worker was, like I think a lot of people. And I saw that there was a role that entailed lived experience and entailed being able to sit with someone and talk them through some emotions that maybe were similar to what I'd been through in my life or people that I've loved around me and supported around me. There isn't always a place where someone can go where they can just sit and express and talk about what's going through, what's challenging them, what's happening for them. It's often capped. And that's no one's fault sometimes. It's just the fact that, we live in a really busy world and like the clinical environment can be really overwhelming. So I think it's great that it provides a different option. It provides a different type of support. And I think within a community environment, it's really important that you know that you can be supported and that you don't have to have an appointment, that you don't have to have a Medicare card. You can actually just walk through that door and that someone will sit with you and talk to you, and you'll have that place to express what's going on for you. I think that's really important. If you're not coping, if you're in distress, if you're unsure of these feelings and what they mean, it's really important that you have an outlet for that and that you can come and that you can talk about them or write them down and that someone can help navigate those feelings and those thoughts. It can be a really scary place to be in, but I want people to know that, and what we as a team want people to know, is that when you have someone else on the other side of that who can talk you through that, we can help you wade in that storm and we can help you keep you afloat. And that can be a really powerful thing. And it might just be that can help you go home and feel safe. And that's what we want to help with. Yeah. That's kind of like what I'd like to say.